A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Cameron Gikandi. Chapter 19, Part 2. Let us revisit quantum physics briefly. We saw that subatomic particles are what make up the physical universe. We also saw that these particles have intelligence, and we saw that this pure energy has intelligence. It also has remarkable properties like being able to be in two places at once, to move from here to there without crossing the gap between, to travel back and forth in time, and so on. We also saw that we are in relation to and in collaboration with these particles, for what we choose to observe is what becomes merging out of this energy pool. Now, what do you suppose these energy packets are? What is pure energy? Before we attempt to answer that question, let us look at the source, all that is, what many call God. We have been told that we are children of God, created in the image and likeness of God. And the God is all that is. Now, let us go back to where God was the absolute only, before creation. In truth, there is no such linear timeline, but let us imagine that there is for the sake of study. On this timeline, God was out there before creation, all alone. Remember, in the absence of that which is not, that which is not. In the realm of the absolute, there exists only one, with nothing else to compare itself against. So for the one to experience itself was not possible. To do this, the one had to individuate into a duality, a realm of relativity. When the one did that, there now was a this and a that, a duality that could allow experience. We'll call this the initial duality. Day could experience itself against night, and vice versa. The same was possible with all the opposite dualities or individuations, man and woman, up and down, left and right. And each of these dualities had their own smaller dualities. For example, a woman or man had the dualities of sad or happy, and so on. And even happy had its range of very happy and not so happy, and so on. And the total of these experiences is the experience of the one. But for our discussion now, we'll look at the initial duality that first came of the one. Now, let us get back to the question of what energy is. From one, we have the initial duality. Now, let us call that duality spirit and anti-spirit. By the way, quantum scientists have discovered that subatomic particles all have opposites. A proton has an antiproton, for instance. But in our part of the universe, the antiparticles are not present because antiparticles destroy particles when they meet. Scientists talk of this as the matter and antimatter of the universe. Now, the part of one that is spirit individuates itself again into infinite little parts or spirits. Quantum physicists have also seen that although they call a subatomic particle a particle, it is not really a thing, but rather the building block of other things. And although a subatomic particle has a wave-like behavior and a particle-like behavior, There are no particles actually running around and no waves actually fluctuating. You cannot visualize a subatomic particle. You can only calculate it and experience it. Subatomic particles behave as a spirit would. Why do they do that? Now, do you see what pure energy is? It is spirit. Everything in this part of the universe is energy. Energy is matter. One and the same thing. E equals mc squared. Spirit is energy. And hence spirit is matter. You see, there are no clear lines of definition and separation. All that is really is one. Individuation is not separation. Think of the individuation as possessing many dimensions, not as separation into many separate things. And think of the world as dimensions or facets of the same one, not as separate thing. The one part of the universe for everything is a duality. Is the anti-universe made up of antimatter? But that is another topic altogether. The point is that you now can trace the origins and explanation of the universe and its link to spirit and to all. You now remember who you really are, who we really are, and why we did all this. You now also know that what the source is, you are. It is a very complex topic, and you do not need to understand it fully. Just knowing the truth is enough. You do not need to explain it in detail. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. All other things held constant to the extent that an individual or society is one. So will it have wealth and happiness? Again, the greatest advice that can be given to you now is this: meditate daily. Soon, maybe on your first meditation, maybe later, you will come to experience this oneness and you will be amazed at it. It cannot be spoken of, only experienced. This is a journey only you can take on your own. Meditation takes you in to meet yourself and infinity. It cannot be explained, only experienced. Now, if you are one with the source and all that is, guess what else you are? You are abundant by nature. Let's have a look at your abundance.